It's unfortunate that I have to stand before you today to discuss recent accusations against me that are not only false, they are hurtful to me, my wife, and my children. A woman has made allegations against me that I made unwanted advances toward her. I stand before you today to tell you that these accusations are not true. And you don't have to take my word for it. I have evidence that clearly demonstrates that the accusations are untrue. The woman claims that over the course of a year and a half, this behavior went on and specifically pointed to March 14th, 2016, in which she accused me of sending inappropriate texts and making an inappropriate phone call. First, let me address the phone call. For several weeks leading up to the March 16th candidate filing deadline, this woman and I discussed my potential candidacy. She strongly encouraged me to run and aggressively pursued me to hire her as my consultant. On the 14th, I was in Sacramento with other community leaders and had many discussions about my candidacy. She strongly encouraged me to run and aggressively pursued me to hire her as my consultant. Regarding the texts, on the 14th, I was in Sacramento with other community leaders. I called this woman to discuss the feedback that I had received while I was up in Sacramento. And this conversation happened in public and in the immediate presence of Assemblyman Scott Wilk and his wife Vanessa. Regarding the texts, my staff will distribute to you copies of my phone records which indicate dozens of text exchanges between me and this woman. Most of these exchanges were initiated by her and continue beyond the evening of March 14th, in which she alleges the inappropriate behavior occurred, including texts initiated by her the morning of March 15th. Most importantly, my staff will provide you with copies of the actual text exchanges, and you will see for yourself that there is not one single text among them that in any way crosses the line. Not one. This woman, who went on to work for one of my opponents in the primary election, first made the allegations 4 days before the primary. She has now resurfaced just 13 days before the general election. This is dirty politics, and it is disgusting, and it is hurtful. And not just to me, my wife, and my children, but to every woman who is dealing with sexual harassment, a real and intolerable reality in society. Anytime sexual harassment or abuse is reported, it must be taken seriously, and I certainly don't fault those who ask questions of me after hearing these allegations. That is fair, and it is the right thing to do. But in this situation, I can and have demonstrated beyond a doubt that they are false, and when women make accusations this serious and are dishonest about it, it affects every woman who must deal with these issues. My opponent, Christy Smith, took this opportunity to score political points rather than get the facts. Her behavior is inexcusable. People are tired of the dishonesty and negativity in politics in this day and age, and Christy's behavior is a perfect example. Christy's actions undermine every woman who deals with these issues by recklessly and gratuitously exploiting these false claims. She owes these women and the residents and voters of the 38th District an apology. Frankly, her actions demonstrate that she is unfit to serve in public office. I also want to address the story in the Los Angeles Times today. Yesterday, my staff provided the Times with the documentation that we have provided you today. The Times decided to print these allegations against me, but failed to even make reference to the fact that the records prove beyond a doubt that the accusations are false. And that is why people have lost faith in the media. There's an old saying in journalism that their job is to afflict the comfortable and comfort the afflicted. Unfortunately, the Times chose salacious headlines over accurate reporting. They were very cavalier about these accusations, and they have hurt my family, my reputation, and women everywhere who are dealing with sexual harassment. Additionally, Christy has used racist imagery in her dishonest attacks on me, an issue that I've addressed previously, but it is worth mentioning today because it speaks to her fitness to serve in the Assembly. It is my hope today that we can assure everyone in the 38th District that these charges are false, and I would also hope that the voters remember Christy Smith's behavior when they cast their votes on November 8th. As a father and a husband, I deeply regret the pain my family has had to endure because of what this woman has done. But as a candidate, I assure you that I will always work hard to protect women from sexual harassment or assault. I have a wife, I have a daughter, sisters, many friends, and I don't want them to have to deal with this kind of behavior. And as an assemblyman, I will have them in mind as I work to make sure that California's rights are protected. I will now open it up to any questions. Thank you. I must have been very thorough. There's no questions. Look at that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it.
We have copies of
Good job, Dante.
Thanks, guys. Thank you all for coming out on such short notice.